Hi everyone, this is Neel Raithatha, consultant audiologist and director of earwax. Thank you for joining me in my latest video using the iClearScope endoscope. And here we have a patient who presented with secondary fungal infection after prolonged use of topical and also oral antibiotics for what was initially a bacterial otitis externa, so a bacterial infection of the outer ear. So this patient, I believe, had been on oral antibiotics for a fortnight or so, followed by topical antibiotics for further fortnight, and his symptoms cleared, but then 2 weeks later the ears got blocked again, and you would have seen this debris on the surface. It had some hyphae which we associate with a fungal infection. But just to be sure, we've written to the patient's GP, requested to take a swab first, just to confirm the presence of what I'm pretty sure is a fungal infection, because we could see those hyphae, and before prescribing the appropriate medication. Now, it's not uncommon for someone to develop a secondary fungal infection of the outer ear. We call that otomycosis in response to prolonged use of antibiotics, and that's because when you take antibiotics, it's not only killing the harmful pathogenic bacteria, but it's also killing the natural skin flora, which contains harmless bacteria. And in the absence of any bacteria that typically resides on the surface of the skin, there's no competition for the fungi in the ear. So our ears are also full of fungi, Aspergillus, various strains of that, and Candida. And the bacteria and fungi usually coexist with one another, and having some bacteria in the ear prevents overgrowth of the fungi and vice versa. But in the absence of any bacteria, the fungi actually then overgrow, they exponentially reproduce, and it then becomes pathogenic. And then your body produces an immune response in response to the overgrowth of fungi, which leads to inflammation. And then when you have increased inflammation in the ear, you have increased skin production, and the increased skin production means that eventually that skin is going to die and shed, and it collects in the ear, which then gives the fungi nourishment of food, because it can feed off that. So it's a vicious cycle. So we've cleared the blockage. The issue we have here is the consistency of that debris and dead skin. It's like mashed potato, and it was right on the eardrum. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time mopping up as much as I can off the eardrum. Now, we cannot use water in this ear, because I know a few people are going to make comments. Why didn't you just wash this out? Well, first of all, water is actually bad for the ear, and I've discussed that in numerous previous videos. Now, it's not going to be bad for everyone. So if you have 100 people and the 100 people get water in the ear, it's not to say that every single person will get an infection. Far from it. Probably be at 5%. I think there was some research done, and anecdotally I can more or less confirm that figure, because we're now seeing a few more cases of otitis externa secondary to water ingression, with it being the summer months, people going on holiday, swimming pools or other water activities, and we are seeing an increased case rate of infections. I think I had 2 today, and both were as a result of water ingression into the ear. But yeah, of those 5%, they may have a weakened immune system. So the water itself, what it does, it strips the ear of its natural oils and sweats, which sit on the surface of the skin, and those oils and sweats provide an acid mantle. We want the ear to be mildly acidic, because the acidity helps to prevent the colonization of more pathogenic bacteria, which thrive off more neutral pH or even alkaline pH levels. These oils and sweats produced by the ear that sit on the surface of the skin help to hydrate the skin, because it's hydrophobic. It prevents the evaporation of moisture within the skin cells themselves, keeping the skin hydrated. So when you get water in your ear, first of all, it strips the ears of these natural oils and sweats. Also, prolonged exposure to water means that the skin will eventually absorb that water and cause the skin cells to swell, just like it's done here actually. It swells and the skin cells then burst at the membranes, and you get a maceration, you're getting a breaking down of the skin, which then exposes the underlying bone in the case of the inner 2/3 of the ear canal, or the deeper layers of skin that are found in the outer third of the ear canal. So the outer third of the ear canal, the skin has got three layers: the epidermis, the outer layer, the dermis layer, which is the middle layer, and the subcutaneous layer, which is also known as the hypodermis layer. The inner 2/3 of the ear canal, it's just got the epidermis layer of skin, and it's sitting directly on bone. So we're just trying to mop up near the top of the ear. The patient did experience the caloric effect, if memory serves me correct. So when you're suctioning, particularly when you go closer to the eardrum, it reduces the ear temperature, and each ear has an organ of balance, and they can be disrupted by pressure and temperature. And when we're vacuuming the ear, because we're reducing the ear temperature, it inhibits the functionality of the organ of balance in that particular ear, which means the brain is receiving mixed messages from both ears, and temporarily they can experience vertigo, the room spinning around. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well, speak soon. Bye.